Hi, welcome to my video on find the equation of a polynomial in factored form. And let's do some examples. And don't forget you can pause your video at any time and work these out before I do. Examples: find the equation as y equals a, x minus b to the n, x minus c to the n, etc. Notice n can be a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4 power. So that's why we have an n here. It's just brackets to a 1. So let's do this one. So x is 2, y is 6. So y is 6, and x is 2. So we'll sub, oh, there's a 1 there. X is 2, x is 2. So I'm subbing 2 in for x and 6 in for y. PEMDAS, we work out the exponents first. Work out the brackets first, inside the brackets by PEMDAS. And -1. So we simplify, we get a negative 3a divided by -3 on each side. So a, they cancel out, a is -2. So find the equation. So we just need to fill in. We already have the intercepts here. So y equals -2, x plus 1, x minus 1, x minus 3. So we just need to get the a value and sub it in. B, now we need to, in this form up here, so we'll go y equals, we don't have the a, but we do have an x-intercept of -1, so that means it's x plus 1. And we do have an x-intercept of 4, so that means x minus 4. Notice right here, is a tangent, so that's a square. And right here is a linear, so that's a 1. So now we need to get the value of a. What we do have is, right here, this is -8. -8 is your y-intercept, so that's 0, -8. So we plug -8 in the place of y, and we sub 0 in the place of x. And we work out the inside of the brackets first. And that's -8. And then we work out the powers. So it's a times 1 minus 4. So -8 equals -4a. Divide by -4, and a is equal to 2. And now we sub in 2 in the place of a, and we have, so we put 2 in here and rewrite this. And there's the equation that represents this graph. Again, don't forget, you can pause the video and work this out before I do. So y equals a, and we have an x-intercept here at -2, so that's an x plus 2. And we have an intercept here at 1, so it's an x minus 1. And right here we have, again, a tangent parabola, so we have a square. And right here we have a tangent, so we have a square. And we have the point x and y, so we sub y in, -4 in for y, and a -1 in for x. -1 for x. And we PEMDAS, we do inside the brackets first, so it's 1 squared, -2 squared, and we square next 1, 4, and that gives us -4 equals 4a divided by 4. And so a equals -1. So if a is -1, we put a -1 right here, so that's just a -1 is understood. X plus 2 squared, and x minus 1 squared. And again, don't forget to pause the video if you wish. Now, D, x-intercepts are -2, 4. -2 has a multiplicity of 3, and the absolute value of a is 6, And it says here that as x goes to infinity, y goes to a negative infinity. Well, let's see. We have right here, if the absolute value of a is 6, that means a can be plus or minus 6. Because the absolute value of 6 is 6, the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. But if we look at this right here, it says that as x goes to infinity, which is on the right, the y goes to negative infinity, which means you're going down here. So that means that a is negative 6. So y equals a is negative 6, and we have x-intercept at negative 2, so that's an x plus 2. We have an x-intercept at 4, so it means x minus 4. And it's a negative 2, which is this intercept, has a multiplicity of 3, so that's a power of 3. And it didn't say anything about 4, so it's understood to be a 1. So there's the equation that represents this info. Sometimes I make up these equations or these questions to be different, and this was a little bit different with absolute value and this notation. Always trying to help you think. And practice. Practice means pause the video and work these out before I do. Find the equation in this form, factored form. Again, this is x, this is y. We have it already in factored form, but we need to get the a value. So y is 20, x is 1. So we sub 1 in for x. And we have to do inside the brackets first. That's a 2. That's a negative 1. That's a negative 2. So 20 equals. And we multiply, we get a positive 4a divided by 4. So a becomes 5. So the equation is put 5 in the place of a, and then rewrite all three of these binomials. There they are. And now we got number 2. So the equation in this form. So again, y equals, we don't have an a, so let's write the a down. And we have 1, 2, 3 intercepts. So let's do 3 brackets. So this is a minus 3 for an x-intercept, so that's an x plus 3. This is a 1, so that's x minus 1. This is a 4, so this is x minus 4. Notice this is linear, going on through linear, linear. So all these exponents are 1s here. And we have a y-intercept, so this point right here is x is 0, y is negative 12. So that's x and that's y. So y is a negative 12, and x is 0. So 0 in the place of x. And we work out inside the brackets first by PEMDAS. And we simplify by product. So it's a positive 12a divided by 12. So negative 1 is equal to, they cancel. And they cancel to give me negative 1. So a is negative 1. So a is negative 1, so we just put a negative there. 1 is understood. And we rewrite these 3 binomials. Okay, let's do number 3. Don't forget to pause the video if you wish. The x-intercepts are negative 3, 1, and 2, tangent at x equals 1, and a y-intercept of negative 24. So we have y equals a. We have intercepts 1, 2, 3, so we'll write the 3 of them down. That's negative 3, so that's a plus 3. That's a 1, so that's an x minus 1. That's a 2, so this is x minus 2. It says it's tangent at 1. There's the 1 right here. And tangent means it's a parabola, double root, so we have a square. This is tangent. It forms a parabola, x minus 1 squared. And the y-intercept is negative 24, so 0. And the y-intercept got an x coordinate of 0, so that's x and that's y. So we sub that in. we get a negative 24. And x is 0. Sub 0 in the place of x. We do the inside the brackets first. 3, negative 1, negative 2. Simplify the right side. Positive 6a. Negative and negative positive. So we divide by 6. So negative 4. Oh, I forgot the square here. Forgot the square. See that square? Forgot to write that square down. So that's a plus 1. So that gives me negative 6. So when I divide by negative 6, I get a positive 4. Square is there, so that's the square. So 1 squared is 1. So it's negative 6. So a is 4. So y equals a is 4. Put 4 in here. And then rewrite x plus 3, x minus 1 squared, and x minus 2. Okay. And another one. Again, if you wish, pause the video and work these out. And we want to write it into factored form. So we have y. We don't know what a is, so we put a down. And we have an x-intercept as 0, so that's x. We have an x-intercept at 3, so that's an x minus 3. Notice that 3, we have a linear, so it's degree 1. Notice this is a sideways s at 0, so that's a cube. And we have the point negative 1, 4. That's an x and that's a y. So y is 4. And x is negative 1. So we put 4 in the place of y and a negative 1 in the place of x. And we work out the inside of the brackets first by PEM. I guess P-E-M-D-A-S. Just write it down and make sure. We do, we have to do the inside of the brackets first, or we could say bed mass. And the inside of this one is the negative 4. Now we got that done, we do the exponents next. So negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Done. We do multiplication division. So that's 4a. So divide by 4. So a is 1. So y equals, we put 1 in the place of a, understood. X cubed, x minus 3. Again, 1 is understood to be here. I put 1 in, but we don't need to write it there. And number 5, don't forget, pause the video if you wish. It's a good way to test to see if you know what you're doing. And we want to write it into factored form, so we have x-intercepts at negative 4 and 1. And let's say we don't know what a is yet. X-intercepts are negative 4, so that's an x plus 4. X-intercept at 1, so it's an x minus 1. Negative 4 has a multiplicity of 2, so that's the power of 2. That means there's 2 2x plus 4s. We got x-intercepts, and there's a parabola. And 1 has a multiplicity of 3, so that's a cube, so at 1 there's a sideways s. And it passes through negative 1, 144, so that's x and y, so y is 144. X is a negative 1. X is a negative 1. We have the subbing in done, so again, PEMDAS. We have a 3 being squared, and we have a negative 2 being cubed. So we work out our powers and get a 9. 3 squared is 9. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. So 144 is that's a negative 72a. So we want a, we divide by negative 72 on each side. They cancel. And positive divided by negative, negative. And 44 divided by 72 is negative 2. And the equation is right here. Y, A is negative 2. And we write down x plus 4 squared and x minus 1 cubed. So that's given information, given a graph, find the equation of the polynomial in factored form. And if you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, visit my math website at www.mathfullyexplained.com to find more information about me, my videos, and the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.